This is the second installment of the Learning to Observe tutorial. Your everyday language uses terms like these when we try to explain why a person does the things he or she does: intelligence, personality, or trait. One thing the words all have in common is that they refer to things inside a person. When you delve deeper into the meaning of these words, you see that they refer to the operation of the brain or cognitive processes as the explanation for why a person does the things he or she does. But there's a problem with this kind of analysis. The problem is exposed when you ask this question: how can reference to what's happening inside be used as an explanation for what is happening inside? The processes don't explain the processes. It is a fundamental mistake to view internal processes as independent variable, because you still have to explain what made the processes happen. They are probably categorized as dependent variable. The independent variable is responsible for changes inside a person will be found in the environment. Note, this extra step in the search for explanations is often misrepresented. It is said behaviorism is not interested in what is happening inside the individual. It is said behaviorism views people as either blank slates or empty black boxes. The root of the problem is how ordinary language interferes with the scientific analysis. Every observation is an organism with a genetic history and an environmental history. In an experiment, you can change the context of the observation and monitor what happens. Not surprisingly, change occurs. The simple observation is the basis of how a natural science studies behavior. All that is happening inside and outside, that is, thoughts, feelings, awareness, etc., along with changes that can be observed by others, the whole person, is a dependent variable. The independent variable, an experiment manipulates the independent variables to examine the effect on dependent variables. The result is a functional relation between these two variables. Disruptive behavior in the classroom. Here are some data that were collected on a number of disruptions that occurred during a normal classroom session for school children. In Group A, the overall frequency of disruptive behaviors was rather high. In Group B, the overall frequency of disruptive behaviors was rather low. Which group of children is likely to end up in a juvenile detention center? What do you think? Most people would agree that the children in Group A are more likely to end up in trouble than the children in Group B. Would it surprise you to learn that these are the same children, but in two different conditions, not two different groups of children? When you learn that these are the same children but observed in two different conditions, then some interesting issues arise. Primarily, you see how ordinary language misinterprets the reasons for observations of behavior. Here are some web pages that you might want to look at. Furthermore, we see here the importance of collecting data to help us understand how behavior can be affected by different conditions. We will add the web pages later on.